these little clay pots. You can find them at your Dollar Tree. I believe I did get them. It looks like I did get them from the Dollar Tree. So you can find these also at Walmart, and you might be able to even get like cheaper at Walmart and a little bit bigger. I'm pretty sure that's where I got them from. So I'm going to remove all the sticker that I can. So you want to do, yeah, it's not that easy. I will take these off. This one's done. So we'll do this by step because this is a step process. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat today. So I did this a long time ago. So I'm hoping it's going to work again. I'm using Waverly Matte Finish acrylic paint, and it's a chalk paint, and it's ivory. Because I wanted it to be looking a little bit older, if you know what I'm saying. Like a little bit more vintage looking. So give it some old age. So I'm going to get this, and I love using my little paint holder that you all can also buy a whole pack of at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour, excuse me. I think right now we're thinking spring because we're kind of done with winter. So I like to just start from the top and work my way down. And you're going to do a process to this, so don't worry about the paint lines. And you're just going to go ahead and paint your containers like I'm doing now. Notice Waverly paint, I only bought the small one because I do a lot of projects, but I wanted to use this ivory one, so I knew that it probably would cover. I thought that I would need a couple of coats, but I'm telling you what, I'm pretty pleased on how much coverage this gave to these clay pots. I'm going to keep working on taking the tags off. So this is the first step. So I'm going to let these dry. I think they're really, really nicely covered with the Waverly paint. I might just do a couple of little touch-up. And I painted the inside because when we do our floral, I want to be able not to see the clay on the inside. And I think it gives it a more finished look. And especially if you're going to sell these. I think that these are going to be nice either for a gift for Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, or just something that you want to use in your home. I think they're going to look very farmhouse, cottagecore, all of the above. So let's wait for these to dry, and then we'll do step 2. Okay, so what I wanted to do here is I wanted to do a light ink stamp because I want it to look like it's been on here for a long time. So what you're doing next is you're going to need some of this moss, and you can find this at your Dollar Tree, and it makes a big mess. So I guess I'm going to put it over here. Okay. And you're going to work with a little bit at a time. You're gonna need your hot glue gun. And you're just going to glue, put some glue on your, I'm using a different glue stick just to spread it out a little bit, kind of where I want it to go. Like I said, you want it to look like this has been outside and things have just been growing on it. And you're just gonna lightly, and let the extra fall off. Don't worry about it, just let it fall off. And I want a little bit up there too. I'm gonna put a little bit here. There we go. And I'm just gonna add some of the moss here too. Like I said, just stick it on there and just let it go. I almost burned myself there. And then don't worry about the excess at first. Like I said, we are gonna take care of that with some scissors. So I'm going to add a little bit here at the bottom, and it's okay to squish this up. Like I said, it's gonna fall off. We're gonna cut some of the excess off. We're trying to have it look like we had this sitting outside, and Mother Nature just took upon herself to do whatever she wanted with this vase, this little clay pot. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more here to the bottom of this as well. We are going to distress this. We're going to make this look pretty old when we're done. So there's kind of like the look of this right now. And I'm just going to, whatever falls off, I'm taking off. And then I will re-glue and add to it. So that's the purpose of all this. So then I'm going to take this off. And then I'm going to keep adding over here. I'm going to add some more here. So I know it looks a little bit like, what are you doing? This looks awful. But trust me, once we are done, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. I just love the look of this already. So I'm going to keep adding some moss and I'll show you my next step. So once I added some moss, I'm giving it a little bit of a haircut. This is just to even it out and whatever pieces fall off, and then I could add to it as we go. So you're going to do that the whole way around, and then we're going to keep adding more moss to it. Okay, so I have some moss on here. I wish it was, here it goes. So I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, and then I went ahead and gave it like some haircuts. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some different paint and kind of give it a little bit more of an age look. So stay tuned for that. So after a few coats and more application of the moss, this is what I have. I put a stamp on here. I do like it, but then again, it really didn't matter if I would have had that on there or not. But I really like it. I know you, just in like this, it doesn't look like much, but when you have it like this on its side, I super duper like it. So I think I'm actually going to distress it before I add moss, and maybe one of them I will not do moss at all. But I just wanted to show you this step. So they sell different moss. This moss is loose. I think there is a moss out there that sticks together better than this one, but overall I think I really like it. I love the distressed look of it, and it just screams old and been sitting out there just growing moss on the pot. So what I want to show you is one clear one. I had put a stamp on this one, so I'm gonna have to repaint this side of it all, and then I will show you what I'm talking about when you distress it. Actually, it doesn't look too bad either because it actually can match. So okay, change of plane. I'm going to show you how to use your antique wet, diluted, and then I will show you how to use your antique wax pure. So whenever you use it, I'm just applying a little bit of it, and then what you do is you grab a paper towel and you wipe it. You see how it makes it look like older? And a little bit will go a long way once you start rubbing on it. But along the edges of the vase, the clay pot right here, you want to add a little bit more, like in certain spot, just to make it look older, and it'll be darker. So just take your paper towel and you just bring that out. You see how it just brings a different color to it? So then you can kind of like wash it in different spots. You can go up like this, and then underneath, kind of want to give it some darker spots in different places, and I'm just going to do that like a two pattern look on this one, and then you could just do it lighter and darker in different spots. I really love that look as well. I play around with some of these things all the time because I love using the Waverly paint, and I've seen other people use techniques also on their videos. So I kind of like to use my own technique and just do my own thing. This, you know, we're creators, we're artists. So whatever I feel that I like on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And, you know, whatever you feel like doing, if you want it lighter, darker, you want it no moss to it, you can do that as well. I'm just going to go ahead and keep going and rubbing it through. I really love the distress look of this as well. Look at that. It looks totally old, and the longer you leave it on there, the darker it will get. So I'm going to add a little bit more of, whoops, I got some moss on my paint. So I'm going to just add some of the diluted one here. Now I'm just adding lines to it and then just rubbing it off until the whole thing is covered. And I love the color. Super easy, except your hands will get dirty. If you don't like that, you can wear gloves as well. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll show you the end results. So if you want to add like a little distressed line like that, you just take your paintbrush, and I actually have some of the right from the jar, and you just kind of like bring your lines down like so. Just roll your paintbrush all the way down. Just want to crack up there, and then just dab on it. See how it looks like a crack in your and I made one there as well. And if it's too dark, you just want to lighten it up. Now, don't forget to do underneath your jar. I keep calling it a jar. It's a pot. Just go ahead and don't forget to do underneath. I love the finished look. And I'm going to go ahead and set it down. And now I'm just going to distress the top of it with the rest of, and don't forget to do inside as well. Okay, I really love the way this came out. I know it looks like a little distress, but that's what I wanted to look for. So, and I might even add a little a bumblebee stamp to this. It's all going to depend how I feel at the end. Now, I did try, and I'm going to show you, it's not always perfect. I did try to stamp one of them, and it completely squished my flowers and everything. I thought my stamp, because it's flexible, would flex. However, that did not work out too good for me on this one. So I'm going to have to repaint this one and then re-stress it. I love the moss look. I love the regular look. I love this look as well, but it does need a little something to this. And then this one I'm going to need to repaint, and I'll show you all of my pots before we make an arrangement in them. So sometimes when accident happens, you just go with the flow. So I decided to use some of my black, and because I just painted this with my ivory, I just decided to go ahead and just make this totally different design. And I'm adding some of my black, and I'm just using my paintbrush to add to this pot. Sometimes accidents are a little gift. And you'll see that I'm going to put some darker lines in different spots. So because the other side has darker lines in different spots, I decided to just add some there. So it turned into like a grayish color, but I am going to add some darker for some aging. So in some different spot, I'm going to go ahead and add more distress with my black paint. I think it's coming out pretty good. So it's looking like a marble kind of look. Not too, I don't mind it too much. So, happy accidents sometimes happen. I love that marble look, actually. I do. Because not everybody's farmhouse, not everybody's country look. Some people are just a modern look, and I think this looks pretty good. Look at that. That came out pretty good, I think. Happy accidents. Tell me below, what do you think? Do you guys do that too? Sometimes just do something and it turns out to be better than what you were thinking. So there. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Because of course I'm going to wipe it down a little bit to distress it a little bit more, but that's where I'm at with that. I'm actually going to use this towel to take some of the excess paint off, but I think overall it came out pretty cool. So I'm going to let these dry, and then I'll show you the arrangements I'm going to make with them. The final stretch to finishing off these little terracotta pots to put in my booth. So I got the foam, and I'm going to go ahead and cut. Oops, making noise. I'm going to go ahead and put the foam in all of these, and I'll show you what we process with next. I place foam in all 3 of my terracotta pots, and then I'm going to add this paint as well. Messy project, but so worth it. Using some glues to glue the moss onto my arrangement, my foam. I had purchased a reed at a thrift store, and all of the stems came off. So I decided I was going to use these inside of these clay pot to make some little arrangement. So I'm going to actually take the first one, which is this one. I really like this, and I love how it looks like it was cracking, but it's not. I really love that technique. So then what you do, and I like to glue my stem into my foam. You just add a little dab of glue onto your stem. And you just center the first one. And then you just build around it. I just add a little bit more to this. Let me see if I can find a smaller stem to add to this project here. And it's just coming off. Look how cute the little stems are. I think one more here and then it will be completed. I'm just gonna go ahead. Look how cute this came out. So adorable. So I'm going to finish off the other two. Oh, I love this one as well with the moss. It looks so old. Same thing, you add some moss to it. Such a messy project, but so fun. I love doing full designs. And I'm going to use another glue stick and my glue gun seems like here. Just like that. And then again, more stems. Add a little glue again. And you follow the same process. Look at this one. Little glue. Look how cute. So simple and so easy to make. And for the third one, I love this one here. I'm trying to find a smaller stem to put in here. There doesn't seem to be one. I'm going to add one in the middle. I'm going to put some on the other side. Sorry about my hands crossing over. Glue. And in the package. And I think these came out so cute and so adorable. Now I usually like to use my S hooks and to do the moss, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and refill this in a little bit and use those hooks because it makes such a big difference. But look how cute this came out. Just going to fill that in to where you cannot see the foam because I don't like to see the foam. Look how cute that is. Such an easy project, inexpensive, and something that you can either use in your home for decor or you can sell at a booth. I love these easy flips and these easy projects that only take a little bit of time, and what an impact a couple of dollars will do.